A boy and a pregnant dog unearth a buried scandal in the mud. Will justice prevail? Like and subscribe for this thrilling tale, and our latest videos don't miss out. A rifle shot cracked, mud exploding inches from Jamie Carter's feet as he stumbled through the rain-soaked field. Heart pounding, the 12-year-old dove behind a log, rain hammering his back, when a desperate whimper pierced the storm. A German shepherd, half buried in the quagmire, thrashed weakly, her swollen belly heaving pregnant. Moments from birth. Jamie crawled forward, mud sucking at his knees, ignoring the sting of cuts on his hands as he clawed at the sludge, freeing the dog's front paws. Her eyes, fierce but fading, locked on his. And Jamie whispered, "I'm here, digging faster." The dog's fur caked with grime. Another shot rang out, closer, shouts echoing from the trees at men, armed, hunting something. Jamie's fingers hit a collar, metal glinting Task Force Alpha. A shadow loomed, a ragged man, coat torn, face scarred, sprinting past. "Kid, run," he barked, but froze, spotting the collar. "Luna Special Ops. Lost 3 years." He rasped, dropping beside Jamie. The man, Tom, grabbed a jagged board, digging furiously, mud flying. "She's ours." Luna's breast quickened, pups kicking inside. But Jamie and Tom worked in sync, freeing her hind legs, her body trembling. Jamie's shovel hit something solid, a rusted metal box, its coated lock gleaming in the rain. Tom's eyes narrowed. "That's no coincidence," he growled, yanking Luna free, her whimpers sharp. A bullet sparked off the log, and Tom roared, "Move," scooping Luna as Jamie clutched the box. Sprinting, mud splashing. 4 men in black gear charged from the trees, rifles blazing, their shouts venomous. "Get the kids, secure the case." Jamie dove into a ditch, bullets churning the earth, the box slipping, clanging. Tom fired a pistol, one-handed, hitting a gunman's shoulder, blood spraying, the man collapsing. Jamie scrambled, grabbing the box, its weight a warning, as Tom tackled another shooter, fist cracking his jaw, bone snapping. Luna growled, weak but defiant, snapping at a third man's leg, tripping him. Jamie kicked the fallen rifle away, heart racing, as Tom shot the fourth, the man crumpling, screaming. More boots splashed reinforcements, radios crackling. No witnesses. Tom hauled Luna, blood seeping from a graze on his arm, and shoved Jamie toward the woods. "Go, kid." Jamie ran, box clutched tight, branches slashing his face, bullets shredding vines. Tom followed, Luna's weight slowing him, her pups still alive, her eyes urging Jamie on. They dove behind a boulder, mud swallowing them, breaths ragged. Tom rebandaged Luna's cuts, checking Jamie's bloodied hands. "You're a fighter," he grunted, reloading his pistol. Jamie gripped the box, its lock unyielding, secrets heavy inside. A mercenary appeared, knife flashing, but Jamie swung the box, cracking the man's wrist, the blade falling. Tom tackled him, zip-tying his hands, blood pooling. Luna's tail thumped, faint. As Jamie scanned the dark, more shadows moved, closing fast. Tom fired, dropping one, but a bullet grazed Jamie's arm, blood welling. "Run," Tom yelled, hauling Luna. They bolted, weaving through trees, dodging a tripwire glinting in the mud. A mercenary leapt from a branch, rifle butt swinging, but Jamie ducked, shoving the box into the man's gut. Wind knocked out. Tom finished him with a pistol shot, blood spraying. They reached a ravine, sliding down, mud and rocks biting, bullets sparking above. Luna whimpered, her strength fading. But Jamie held the box, its metal cold, a ticking bomb. At the bottom, a stream offered cover, and they waded in, water stinging their wounds. masking their tracks. A sniper's shot churned the water, and Jamie dove, dragging the box, Tom shielding Luna. They scrambled under a bank, holding their breath as mercenaries passed, cursing, radios buzzing. Find the kid. The case is priority. Nathan surfaced, gasping, helping Luna, whose eyes flickered, pups still kicking. Tom checked his pistol, ammo low, and rebandaged Jamie's arm, blood mixing with mud. That box is death, Tom said, voice grim. Task Force Alpha was hunting corruption cops, feds, big names. Luna was theirs. Jamie's stomach twisted. This wasn't just a daze. It was a mission. They moved, sticking to shadows. The woods a maze of threats. A mercenary sprang from a bush, machete raised, but Jamie swung the box again, cracking his knee. The man collapsing. Tom zip-tied him, stealing a knife, and they pushed on. Luna's breath weaker. The forest thinned, a dirt road ahead, but engines roared 2 jeeps. Black Fang's men, rifles ready. Jamie dove behind a tree, Tom firing, hitting a driver. The jeep swerving, crashing. The second sped closer, a gunner spraying bullets. Jamie tossed a rock, drawing fire, and Tom tackled the gunner, knife slashing his arm, blood gushing. Luna snapped, biting a tire, the jeep skidding, and Jamie ran, box clutched, diving into a ditch as bullets sparked. Tom hauled Luna, joining him, and they crawled, mud cloaking them, until the jeep retreated, radios barking. Regroup, they're headed north, Jamie panted, checking Luna. Her pup's still alive. The box a weight he couldn't drop. Tom's eyes burned. We need a plan. Kid, they'll kill for that. Jamie nodded, heart pounding, ready to fight for Luna and her secret. Jamie Carter sprinted through the forest, mud sucking at his boots. The rusted metal box clutched tight, its coated lock biting his palm as bullets shredded vines behind him. Tom hauled Luna, the pregnant German shepherd, her bloodied fur matted, her breath shallow, unborn pups kicking weakly. The 12-year-old's arm bled from a graze, pain a sharp sting, but he dodged roots, heart pounding, mercenaries' shouts echoing. Get the kids, secure the case. Tom fired his pistol, one-handed, the crack splitting the air, hitting a gunman's thigh. Blood spraying, the man collapsing with a scream. Keep moving, Kid Tom yelled, his own arm bleeding, Luna's weight dragging him. Jamie dove behind a tree, the box slipping, clanging, as a bullet sparked off bark. Tom tackled a mercenary, knife flashing, slashing his wrist, the blade falling, blood gushing. Jamie swung the box, cracking another's knee, bone crunching, and Tom zip-tied him, stealing a rifle, its clip half full. Luna growled, weak but fierce, snapping at a third man's ankle, tripping him despite her trembling legs. Jamie kicked the fallen rifle away, and Tom fired, dropping the man, blood pooling. More boots thumped, radios crackling. No survivors. Jamie bolted, box heavy, Luna's whimpers spurring him. As Tom hauled her, weaving through trees, shadows lunging from all sides. They hit a ravine, sliding down, mud and rocks biting, bullets sparking above. At the bottom, a stream offered cover, and Jamie waded in, water stinging his graze. The box clutched tight. Tom set Luna down, her eyes fading, and rebandaged her cuts with a torn sleeve, blood mixing with mud. She's hanging on, he grunted, handing Jamie a knife. Stay sharp. Jamie nodded. The box's weight a mystery, its lock forced open in the chaos. They crawled into a hollowed log, mud cloaking them. As mercenaries passed, rifles raised, cursing their close. Tom pulled a cracked phone, a Spec Ops relic, and plugged in the USB from the box, its screen flickering. A grainy video loaded Sheriff Randall, the town's top cop, taking a briefcase from a suited man. Voices low. Bury the task force evidence. No leaks. The video cut to a raid Task Force Alpha, Luna's unit, ambushed, bodies falling, Randall's men planting drugs to frame them. Jamie's stomach twisted. This was why Luna was lost, why they were hunted. Tom's jaw clenched. Randall's dirty. This'll end him. A mercenary shout broke the silence. Boots splashing, and Jamie stashed the USB. Gripping the knife, Tom fired, dropping one, blood spraying, and they scrambled out. Tom hauling Luna, Jamie clutching the box, bullets shredding the log. A gunman leapt from a bush, machete swinging, but Jamie ducked, stabbing the knife into his thigh, blood welling. Tom tackled another, zip-tying him, stealing a radio that barked. They're headed for town, cut them off. Jamie ran, Luna's whimpers guiding as they hit a dirt road, a rusted truck abandoned. Tom hotwired it, engine coughing, and Jamie piled in. Luna on his lap, her breath's weak, pups still alive. Tom floored it, tires screeching, 3 Jeeps roaring behind, mercenaries' rifles blazing. Bullets sparked off the truck, and Jamie ducked, clutching the box, Tom firing through the window, hitting a driver, the Jeep crashing, flames erupting. Another swerved, a gunner sprang, and Jamie tossed the knife, grazing the gunner's arm. Blood seeping, Tom rammed the Jeep, metal crunching, sending it spinning into a ditch. The 3rd Jeep gained, ramming them, glass shattering, and Luna growled, snapping at the air, her strength fading. Jamie held her tight, pressing his shirt to her flank, blood soaking through. Tom tossed a flare, its red glare blinding the pursuers, and fired, hitting a tire. The Jeep flipping, men screaming. They sped on, the truck groaning, but a sniper's shot pierced the tailgate, grazing Tom's shoulder, blood welling. Hang on. Tom grunted, swerving, as Jamie grabbed the stolen rifle, firing wildly, hitting a mercenary's chest. The man slumping. The Jeep veered off, retreating, but radios crackled. Regroup at the bridge. Jamie's heart raced. Town was close, but a trap waited. Tom's eyes flicked to the rear view. We need Emma Blake, reporter. She'll blow this open. Jamie knew Emma from school. Her story shook the town. They ditched the truck in a ravine, carrying Luna, her pups kicking, and slipped into a junkyard, hiding in a rusted bus. Tom checked the USB, more files loading bank transfers, Randall's payoffs, names of dirty feds, coded orders tying to a larger network. This is bigger than Randall, he muttered, rebandaging Jamie's arm, blood mixing with mud. Luna's tail thumped, faint, her eyes urging them on. Jamie gripped the box, its secrets a death sentence. As a mercenary shout rang out, boots crunching nearby, Tom reloaded, ammo low, and handed Jamie a pipe from the bus floor. Swing hard, kid. They slipped out, dodging shadows, but a gunman sprang. Rifle raised, Jamie swung the pipe, cracking his wrist, the rifle falling, and Tom fired, dropping him, blood pooling. 2 more appeared, machetes flashing, and Jamie dove, pipe smashing one's knee, bone snapping. Tom tackled the other, knife slashing his arm, blood gushing, and zip-tied him, stealing a radio. They're in the junkyard, converged. Jamie ran, box clutched, Luna's weight slowing Tom, but her growls kept them sharp. They hit a drainage ditch, crawling through muck, bullets sparking above. A mercenary leapt in, knife raised, but Jamie swung the pipe, hitting his jaw, teeth flying, and Tom finished with a shot, blood spraying. They climbed out, town lights flickering, but a Jeep roared up, gunner firing. Jamie tossed the box, distracting the gunner, and Tom fired, hitting his chest, the Jeep skidding. Luna snapped, biting a tire, slowing it, and Jamie grabbed the box, diving into an alley. Tom hauling Luna as radios barked, "They're at the edge. Block the town." Jamie panted, checking Luna. Her pup's alive. The USB their only hope. Emma their shot at justice. Jamie Carter dove into the alley's shadows. The rusted metal box clutched tight, its weight a burning reminder of the USB's secrets inside. Bullets sparked off the brick wall. Mercenary shouts echoing as Tom hauled Luna, the pregnant German shepherd, her bloodied flank trembling, pups kicking weakly. The 12-year-old's arm bled from a graze, his hands raw from swinging at a pint, but he sprinted, dodging crates, heart slamming. Tom fired his stolen pistol, the crack splitting the air, hitting a gunman's shoulder. Blood spraying, the man collapsing with a yell. "Stay low," Kid Tom roared, his own arm bleeding, Luna's weight dragging him down. The mercenaries' radios crackled. "They're in the alley, cut them off." Jamie slid behind a dumpster, the box clanging as a bullet grazed the metal, sparks flying. Tom tackled a mercenary, knife flashing, slashing his wrist, blood gushing, and zip-tied him, snatching a rifle with a half-empty clip. Luna growled, snapping at another's leg despite her fading strength, tripping him, her eyes fierce. Jamie swung the pipe, cracking the man's knee, bone snapping, and Tom fired, dropping him, blood pooling. More boots thundered, radios barking, no survivors. Jamie bolted, clutching the box, Luna's whimpers urging him as they crashed into the forest's edge, vines tangling their feet. Tom hauled Luna, her breaths shallow, and they dove into a thicket, mud cloaking them, mercenaries' flashlights slicing the dark. Luna's nose twitched, sniffing, and she tugged left, guiding them past a tripwire glinting in the dirt, a mercenary trap. Jamie whispered, "Good girl," gripping the knife Tom gave him. They crawled through underbrush, branches scratching, as a sniper's shot churned the mud, grazing Tom's thigh, blood welling. Tom grunted, firing back. The rifles recoiled, jarring, hitting a shadow in the trees, the man slumping. Jamie's heart raced. Emma Blake, the reporter, was their only shot, her office in town, but the forest was a kill zone. They moved, Luna leading, her instincts sharp despite her trembling legs, avoiding a bear trap's rusted jaws. A mercenary leapt from a bush, machete raised, but Jamie swung the pipe, hitting his jaw, teeth flying, and Tom tackled him, zip-tying his hands, stealing a grenade. The radio crackled. "They're headed for Blake, set the ambush." Jamie's stomach twisted. Emma was in danger. They sprinted, dodging a net trap triggered by Luna's nudge, vines snapping harmlessly. Two mercenaries charged, rifles blazing, and Jamie dove, rolling, tossing the pipe, tripping one. Tom fired, dropping him, blood spraying, and Luna lunged, biting the second's ankle, slowing him. Jamie grabbed the fallen rifle, firing wildly, grazing the man's arm, and Tom finished with a knife to his leg, blood gushing. They zip-tied him, moving fast. Luna's growls faint, her strength ebbing as birth neared. The forest thinned, a dirt path leading to town, but jeeps roared three, mercenaries piling out, submachine guns ready. Jamie dove behind a log, Tom hauling Luna, bullets shredding bark. Tom tossed the grenade, the blast flipping a jeep, flames erupting, men screaming. Jamie fired the rifle, hitting a gunner's chest, blood pooling, but a bullet grazed his shoulder, pain searing. Tom rammed a mercenary, knife slashing his arm, and zip-tied him, stealing a radio. They're at the path converge. They ran, Luna stumbling, her breaths ragged, and Jamie carried the box. Its USB their lifeline. They hit a stream, wading through, water stinging their wounds, Luna swimming, Her pup still alive? A mercenary appeared on the bank, rifle raised, but Jamie swung the box, cracking his wrist, the rifle falling, and Tom fired, dropping him, blood clouding the water. They scrambled out, Luna collapsing, and Tom rebandaged her flank, blood soaking through. "She's close to birth," he muttered, checking Jamie's shoulder, wrapping it with a torn sleeve. They moved, Luna guiding, her nose sniffing out a hidden path, avoiding a spike trap buried in leaves. A mercenary sprang from a tree, machete flashing, but Jamie ducked it, stabbing his knife into the man's thigh. Blood welling, Tom tackled another, zip-tying him, stealing a pistol with 3 rounds. The town's lights flickered, Emma's office a mile off, but a sniper's shot hit the box, denting it, and Jamie dove, clutching it tighter. Tom fired, dropping the sniper, blood spraying, and they sprinted. Dodging a tripwire, Luna sniffed out, its wire glinting. They reached a clearing, Emma's office in sight, a small building by the road. Jamie pounded the door, Tom hauling Luna, her eyes dimming. Emma opened it, eyes wide, pistol in hand. "Jamie, what the?" She froze, seeing Luna, the box. "Get in." They slipped inside, barricading the door, Luna whimpering, her body trembling. Jamie handed Emma the USB, panting. "Sheriff Randall's dirty." "It's all here." Emma plugged it in, the video loading, Randall's face damning. "This'll shake the world," she whispered, copying files. But tires screeched outside, jeeps surrounding the building, mercenaries shouting, "Hand over the kid." A Molotov cocktail crashed through the window, flames licking the walls, and Jamie grabbed Luna. Tom firing, dropping a gunman, blood spraying. Emma shot her pistol, hitting another. But mercenaries stormed in, rifles blazing. Jamie swung the box, cracking a man's jaw, and Luna bit another's leg, slowing him. Her strength nearly gone. Tom tackled a third, knife slashing his arm, but a rifle butt hit his head, blood welling. Jamie dragged Luna behind a desk, flames spreading, and Emma fired, covering them, but a mercenary grabbed her, zip-tying her wrists. Jamie lunged, pipe smashing the man's knee, freeing Emma, but more poured in, bullets sparking, and Luna's growl faded, birth imminent, as the fight raged on. Flames roared through Emma Blake's office, the Molotov cocktail's fire licking the walls as Jamie Carter dove behind a desk, clutching the rusted metal box, its USB inside burning with Sheriff Randall's secrets. Luna, the pregnant German shepherd, whimpered, her flank bloodied, pups kicking, as mercenaries stormed the door, rifles blazing. Tom fired his pistol, dropping a gunman, blood spraying, the man slumping against the burning frame. The 12-year-old's shoulder bled from a graze, pipe gripped tight, heart slamming. Emma shot her pistol, hitting another mercenary's arm, blood gushing, but more poured in, shouting, "Get the kids, secure the drive." Jamie swung the pipe, cracking a man's jaw, teeth flying, as Tom tackled another, knife slashing his leg, bone crunching. Luna growled, snapping at a gunman's ankle despite her trembling legs, tripping him, her eyes fierce but fading. Jamie kicked a fallen rifle away, and Emma fired, covering them. But a mercenary's boot slammed Luna's ribs, the dog yelping, collapsing. Jamie roared, lunging, pipe smashing the man's knee, bone snapping, and Tom zip-tied him, stealing a grenade. The radio crackled Blake's with them. Burn it down, Emma's laptop glowed, USB files copying. But a shadow moved her assistant, Greg, slipping out, phone in hand, texting. "They're here." Jamie's gut twisted betrayal. Tom fired, dropping another gunman, blood pooling. But Greg's tip brought more jeeps, tires screeching outside, mercenaries piling out, submachine guns ready. Jamie grabbed Luna, dragging her to a corner. Flames spreading, smoke choking. Emma tossed the USB to Jamie, shouting, "Keep it safe," as she shot a mercenary, bullet grazing his chest. Tom tossed the grenade, the blast shredding a wall, debris scattering, buying seconds. Jamie stuffed the USB into his pocket, clutching the box, and helped Luna. Her breaths ragged, pups close to birth. A mercenary charged, machete raised, but Jamie swung the box, cracking his wrist, the blade falling, blood welling. Tom tackled another, zip-tying him, but a rifle butt hit his head, blood dripping, and he staggered, firing wildly, hitting a gunman's leg, blood spraying. Luna's whimpers sharpened, her body convulsing. She was giving birth. Now, in the chaos, Jamie knelt, shielding her, as two pups emerged, tiny, slick, alive. He tore his shirt, wrapping them, stuffing them into his jacket, Luna licking them weakly. Emma fired, covering, but a mercenary grabbed her, zip-tying her wrists, dragging her toward a jeep. Jamie lunged, pipe smashing the man's arm, freeing Emma, but three more stormed in, rifles blazing, and Tom tackled one, knife slashing his thigh, blood gushing. Jamie grabbed a fallen pistol, firing blindly, grazing a mercenary's shoulder, but a boot kicked his hand. The gun skidding, Emma screamed, shooting another, but a mercenary pinned her, wrenching her arms, and Jamie dove, pipe cracking his knee, bone crunching. Tom fired, dropping the last, blood pooling, but jeeps roared closer, more mercenaries converging, radios barking. "Take Blake alive, kill the rest," Jamie hauled Luna, her third pup born, wrapped in his sleeve, and Tom grabbed Emma's laptop, USB data copied. They sprinted to a back window, flames licking, and Tom smashed it, glass shattering. Jamie climbed out, clutching the box, pups tucked in his jacket, helping Luna, her legs buckling. Tom fired, covering, hitting a gunman's chest, blood spraying, but a bullet grazed his arm, blood welling. Emma followed, pistol empty, and they bolted into an alley. Mercenaries' boots thundering, jeeps circling. Luna's growls faded, her strength gone, but Jamie held her, pups squirming, the USB their lifeline. They dove into a drainage ditch, mud cloaking them, bullets sparking above. Tom zip-tied a mercenary who followed, knife slashing his leg, blood gushing, and stole a radio. They're in the alleys, blocked the town. Jamie's heart raced. Emma was their hope. But Greg's betrayal meant nowhere was safe. They crawled through the ditch, Luna trembling, pups alarm, and emerged near a junkyard, hiding in a rusted car. Tom checked the laptop, more files loading Randall's bank accounts. Dirty feds, a network beyond the town. "This'll take down the whole ring," he muttered, rebandaging Luna's flank, blood soaking through. Jamie's shoulder throbbed, but he wrapped the pups tighter, Luna licking them, her eyes dim but defiant. A mercenary's shout rang out, boots crunching, and Tom reloaded, ammo critical, handing Jamie a crowbar from the car. "Swing hard, kid." They slipped out, dodging shadows, but a gunman sprang, rifle raised. Jamie swung the crowbar, cracking his wrist, the rifle falling, and Tom fired, dropping him, blood pooling. Two more appeared, machetes flashing, and Jamie dove. Crowbar smashing one's knee, bone snapping. Tom tackled the other, knife slashing his arm, blood gushing, and zip-tied him, stealing a radio. They're at the junkyard, converge. Jamie ran, Luna in his arms, pups squirming, the box heavy. As jeeps roared, mercenaries closing in. They hit a storm drain, crawling inside, water ankle deep, bullets sparking outside. A mercenary followed, raised, But Jamie swung the crowbar, hitting his jaw, teeth flying, and Tom zip-tied him. Stealing a pistol with 2 rounds, they pushed on, Luna's breath weaker, the town's edge near, but a sniper's shot hit the box, denting it, and Jamie dove, clutching it tighter. Tom fired, dropping the sniper, blood spraying, and they scrambled out, dodging a Molotov cocktail that exploded behind, flames chasing. Jamie held Luna, pups alive, the USB their only shot, as Emma panted. My contact's in the city. We need to move, but jeeps roared, blocking their path, and mercenaries charged, rifles blazing, the fight far from over. Jamie Carter sprinted through the city's alleys, the rusted metal box clutched under one arm, 3 newborn pups squirming in his jacket, their mother, Luna, cradled in his other arm, her bloodied flank trembling. Tom limped beside him, pistol raised, blood dripping from his grazed arm and head. The USS with Sheriff Randall's corruption evidence burning in Jamie's pocket. The 12-year-old's shoulder stung from a bullet graze, his hands raw from swinging a crowbar, but he dodged trash cans, heart pounding, mercenaries' jeeps roaring behind. The storm drain's muck still clung to their clothes. Emma's capture, a fresh wound, but Clara Hayes, a lawyer fighting dirty cops, was their only shot. Tom fired, the pistol's crack echoing, hitting a gunman's leg, blood spraying, the man collapsing in the alley. Keep moving, Kid Tom shouted, his voice hoarse. Luna's weight slowing him, her growls faint but fierce. Radios crackled. They've got the drive blocked the slums. Jamie dove behind a dumpster, the box clanging, pups whimpering, as bullets sparked off brick. Tom tackled a mercenary, knife slashing his wrist, blood gushing, and zip-tied him, snatching a rifle with a quarter clip. Luna stirred, snapping at a gunman's ankle, protecting her pups despite her fading strength, tripping him. Jamie swung the crowbar, cracking the man's knee, bone snapping, and Tom fired, dropping him, blood pooling. More boots echoed, radios barking. No survivors. Jamie bolted, clutching Luna and the pups, Tom covering as they crashed into the city's slums, a maze of shacks and flickering lights. Tom pulled a burner phone, dialing Clara. Voice sharp, Hayes, it's Tom. Got Randall's dirt. Meet us at the old mill. Now. Clara's reply was clipped. You're insane. I'm there. They weaved through alleys, Luna's breath shallow, pups squirming, and Jamie's legs burned. The box heavy. A mercenary leapt from a rooftop, machete flashing, but Jamie ducked, stabbing his knife into the man's thigh, blood welling. Tom tackled another, zip-tying him, stealing a grenade, blood dripping from his head wound. The radio crackled. They're in the slums, converge. Jamie's gut twisted. Clara was close, but so was death. They dodged a tripwire glinting in the dirt, Luna's nose twitching, guiding them past a rigged explosive. A sniper's shot grazed Tom's arm, blood seeping, and he fired back, hitting a shadow on a roof, the man slumping. They reached the mill, a crumbling brick husk. Clara's sedan parked outside, her silhouette pistol ready. She stepped out, eyes hard, laptop bag slung. Show me, she snapped, and Jamie tossed her the USB, panting. Randall's payoffs, feds, all of it. Clara plugged it in, files loading at bank transfers, coded orders, a network tying Randall to a crime syndicate. This'll bury him, she said, copying data. But tires screeched, 4 jeeps roaring up, mercenaries spilling out, submachine guns blazing. Jamie dove, clutching Luna and pups, behind a rusted machine, bullets sparking. Tom tossed the grenade, the blast flipping a jeep, flames erupting, men screaming. Clara fired her pistol, hitting a gunman's chest, blood spraying, but a mercenary grabbed her, wrenching her laptop. Data still copying. Jamie lunged, crowbar smashing the man's arm, bone crunching, freeing Clara, who shot another, blood gushing. Luna growled, staggering up, biting a mercenary's leg to shield her pups, dragging him down. But a boot slammed her ribs, blood seeping, her yelp piercing. Jamie roared, swinging the box, cracking a gunman's jaw, teeth flying, and Tom fired, dropping another. But a rifle butt hit his chest, blood welling, and he collapsed, gasping. Jamie grabbed the fallen rifle, firing wildly, grazing a mercenary's shoulder, but more charged. Radios barking, "Take the kid, secure Hayes." Clara dove for her laptop, USB ejecting, and tossed it to Jamie, shouting, "Run!" Jamie stuffed it in his pocket, hauling Luna, pups tucked tight, and dragged Tom, his breaths ragged, blood pooling. They bolted through a side door, mercenaries' boots thundering, jeeps circling. Jamie dodged a Molotov cocktail, flames licking the mill's walls, and sprinted into a slum alley. Luna's weight heavy, pups squirming. Tom staggered, firing his last rounds, hitting a gunman's leg, blood spraying, but a bullet hit his thigh, blood gushing, and he fell, clutching his knife. "Go, kid," he rasped, tossing Jamie the grenade. Jamie ran, Luna in his arms, dodging a mercenary's machete, swinging the crowbar, cracking his wrist, blood welling. Luna bit another's ankle, slowing him, her strength nearly gone. Pups safe in Jamie's jacket. He tossed the grenade, the blast scattering pursuers, flames rising, and dove into a sewer grate, crawling through muck, Luna trembling. Tom's sacrifice a weight on his chest. The tunnel was tight, water stinging their wounds, but Jamie pushed on, emerging in a back street. Luna's breaths weak, pups alive. He hid in a burned-out car, checking Luna, rebandaging her flank with his sleeve, blood soaking through, and wrapped the pups tighter, their tiny hearts beating. The USB was intact. Clara's words echoing, "Find her city contact, a safe house on 5th Street. Jamie's shoulder throbbed, but he gripped the crowbar, Luna's faint growl urging him, as jeeps roared nearby, mercenaries shouting, "They're in the slums, find the kid." Jamie slipped out, dodging shadows, but a gunman sprang. Rifle raised, Jamie swung the box, cracking his jaw, teeth flying, and ran. Luna and pups his only hope. The city a battlefield. Clara's safe house their last chance. Jamie Carter crouched in the burned-out car, the rusted metal box pressed against his chest, 3 newborn pups squirming in his jacket, their mother, Luna, panting beside him, her bloodied flank trembling, the USB, tucked in his pocket, burned with Sheriff Randall's corruption. But Emma Blake was a prisoner, and the 12-year-old's shoulder bled from a graze, his hands raw from swinging a crowbar. The city's slums pulsed with danger, mercenaries' jeeps roaring nearby, their radios barking, "Find the kids, secure the drive." Jamie gripped the crowbar, Luna's faint growl urging him, as he slipped out, dodging shadows. The safe house on 5th Street. His goal, a mercenary sprang from an alley, rifle raised, but Jamie swung the ba, cracking his jaw, teeth flying, and bolted. Luna limping, pups safe. He dove into a storm drain, crawling through muck, water stinging their wounds, Luna's nose guiding, sniffing for traps. A gunman followed, knife flashing, but Jamie swung the crowbar, hitting his wrist, blade falling, blood welling, and kicked his knee, bone snapping. Luna bit the man's leg, slowing him, her strength nearly gone, and Jamie zip-tied him, stealing a pistol with 3 rounds. They emerged in a back street, the safe house a boarded-up tenement, but Clara's contact wasn't there, only a note Emma at Randall's warehouse. Pier 9. Move fast. Jamie's gut twisted Randall himself, the puppet master. He checked Luna, rebandaging her flank, blood soaking through, and wrapped the pups tighter, their tiny hearts beating. The warehouse was a death trap, but Emma was their voice, and Jamie's moxie was their edge. He sprinted, Luna leading, her instincts sharp despite her trembling legs, dodging a tripwire glinting in the dirt. Pier 9 loomed, a steel fortress of crates and floodlights. Mercenaries patrolling, rifles slung. Jamie hid behind a container. Luna silent, pups squirming, and spotted Emma through a window, zip-tied, face bruised. He signaled Luna, who crept low, sniffing for explosives, guiding them past a rigged crate. A guard turned, rifle rising, but Jamie tossed a rock, drawing him, then swung the crowbar, cracking his skull, blood pooling. He zip-tied the man, stealing a radio that crackled Blake's in the pit. Sheriff's here. Jamie's blood ran cold. Randall was inside. He cut through a vent, crawling into the warehouse. Luna squeezing through, pups tucked in his jacket. The pit was below, a concrete arena, Emma bound, mercenaries circling, and Randall stood, pistol in hand, voice cold, the kids close. And this. Jamie's jaw clenched. This was personal. He rigged a crate with a stolen grenade, pulling the pin, and rolled it down, the blast shredding the pit's edge. Mercenaries diving, blood and debris flying. Jamie dropped in, crowbar swinging, cracking a gunman's arm, bone crunching, and fired the pistol, hitting another's leg. Blood spraying. Luna lunged, biting a mercenary's ankle, dragging him down, protecting her pups despite her fading strength. Emma kicked free, grabbing a fallen rifle, unloading into a gunman, blood gushing. Jamie tackled another, zip-tying him, but Randall fired, the bullet grazing his thigh, blood welling. He dove, rolling, and swung the box, hitting Randall's wrist, the pistol skidding, blood seeping. Emma shot a mercenary, covering, but more stormed in, rifles blazing, radios barking. Kill them all. Jamie grabbed a fallen machete, slashing a gunman's leg, bone snapping, and zip-tied him, stealing a grenade. Luna's growl faltered, her flank bleeding worse, and Jamie hauled her, pups squirming, behind a crate, flames from the blast spreading. Randall roared, grabbing a rifle, firing wildly, and Jamie tossed the grenade, the explosion flipping a jeep, flames erupting, mercenaries screaming, Emmaumi, zip-tying a gunman, and Jamie swung the crowbar, cracking another's jaw, teeth flying. But a mercenary pinned Emma, wrenching her arms, blood dripping from her cuts. Jamie lunged, machete slashing the man's arm, blood gushing, freeing Emma, who fired. Dropping him, Randall charged, knife raised, but Jamie swung the box, cracking his knee, bone crunching, and Luna bit his leg, slowing him. Her pup safe. Tom's absence hit hard. Jamie's heart ached, but he fought on, zip-tying Randall, blood pooling, the sheriff's face pale, defeated. They dragged Emma, her laptop recovered, USB intact, and bolted through a side door. Mercenaries' boots thundering, jeeps circling. Jamie carried Luna, pups tucked tight, and dodged a Molotov cocktail, flames licking the warehouse walls. They sprinted into a dockside alley, bullets sparking, and dove behind a dumpster. Luna's breaths weak, pups whimpering. Emma fired, hitting a gunman's chest, blood spraying, but a sniper's shot grazed Jamie's arm, blood welling. He swung the crowbar, cracking a rifleman's wrist, rifle falling, and zip-tie him, stealing a radio. They're at the docks, converge. Jamie's thigh throbbed, but he hauled Luna, Emma covering, and they slipped into a drainage pipe, crawling through water, muck stinging their wounds. Luna's nose guided, avoiding a rigged explosive, and they emerged in a back street, hiding in a rusted shed. Jamie checked Luna, rebandaging her flank, blood soaking through, and wrapped the pups, their tiny growls echoing Luna's. Emma panted, checking the laptop data safe, ready to leak. Clara's safe house. 5th Street, she said, voice sharp. We end this there. Jamie nodded, gripping the machete, Luna's faint growl urging him. As jeeps roared, mercenaries closing in, the city a battlefield. Randall's empire crumbling, but not dead. Jamie Carter sprinted through the city's back streets, the rusted metal box clutched tight, 3 newborn pups squirming in his jacket, Luna limping beside him, her flank bleeding, breath shallow but fierce. Emma Blake ran alongside, laptop bag slung, the USB with Sheriff Randall's corruption evidence burning in Jamie's pocket. The 12-year-old's arm and thigh throbbed from grazes, crowbar gripped, heart pounding, as mercenaries' jeeps roared nearby, radios barking. They're headed for the station. Stop them! Jamie dodged a dumpster, Luna's growl urging him. The safe house on 5th Street, a faint hope. A gunman sprang from an alley, rifle raised, but Jamie swung the box, cracking his jaw, teeth flying, and Emma fired her stolen pistol, dropping him, blood pooling. They dove into a side street, Luna guiding, her nose sniffing past a tripwire glinting in the dirt, saving them from a rigged explosive. Jamie's shoulder stung, but he hauled Luna, pup safe, as Emma panted. Clara's at the TV station. We leak it live. The station loomed, a glass tower buzzing with lights, and Jamie slammed through a service door, Luna trembling, Emma covering with her pistol. Clara Hayes waited inside, laptop open, eyes sharp. Show me, she snapped, and Jamie tossed the USB, panting. Randall's payoffs, the whole network. Clara plugged it in. The video loading Randall's deal, Task Force Alpha's ambush, coded orders to dirty feds. This'll shake the country, Clara said, syncing files to the station's broadcast system. Luna's whimpers sharpened, her flank bleeding worse, and Jamie knelt, rebandaging her with his sleeve, blood soaking through, wrapping the pups tighter, their tiny growls echoing hers. Emma barricaded the door, but tires screeched outside. 5 jeeps roaring up, mercenaries piling out, submachine guns blazing. They're here, Emma shouted, firing, hitting a gunman's chest, blood spraying. Jamie dove behind a console, clutching Luna and pups, bullets shattering glass, sparks flying. Clara kept typing, broadcasting live. Randall's face filling screens nationwide. The studio's feed unstoppable. A mercenary crashed through a window, machete raised, but Jamie swung the crowbar, cracking his wrist, blade falling, blood welling. Luna lunged, biting the man's leg despite her wounds, dragging him down, protecting her pups. Emma tackled another, zip-tying him, stealing a rifle. But a grenade rolled in, and Jamie dove, shielding Luna, the blast shredding a wall, debris flying, blood pooling from a mercenary caught in the explosion. Clara fired her pistol, hitting a gunman's arm, blood gushing. But more stormed in, shouting, "Kill the kid! Stop the broadcast!" Jamie grabbed a fallen machete, slashing a mercenary's leg, bone snapping, and zip-tie him, stealing a grenade. Luna's growl faltered, a bullet grazing her shoulder, blood seeping, her yelp piercing, and Jamie roared, swinging the box, cracking a gunman's jaw, teeth flying. Emma fired, dropping another, but a mercenary pinned Clara, wrenching her laptop, data still streaming. Jamie lunged, machete slashing the man's arm, blood gushing, freeing Clara, who dove for the laptop, keeping the feed live. The broadcast hit airwaves. Randall's crimes exposed. Crowds gathering outside, chanting for justice. But mercenaries kept coming, radios barking Randall's orders. No survivors. Jamie tossed the grenade, the blast flipping a jeep outside, flames erupting, men screaming. He hauled Luna, pups tucked, behind a desk, her blood pooling, strength fading, and fired a stolen pistol, grazing a gunman's leg. Blood welling, Emma zip-tied another, but a rifle butt cracking at her head, blood dripping, and she staggered, firing wildly, hitting a mercenary's chest, blood spraying. Jamie swung the crowbar, cracking a gunman's knee, bone crunching, and zip-tied him, stealing a radio, the kid's still alive. Get Randall, sirens wailed feds, not Randall's men, storming the lot, drawn by the broadcast. Jamie's heart raced, help was here, but Luna was fading. A mercenary charged, knife raised, but Jamie swung the box, hitting his temple, blood pooling, and Luna bit his leg, slowing him. Her pup safe. The feds breached, cuffing mercenaries, Randall's name a curse on their lips. Jamie knelt by Luna, rebandaging her shoulder, blood soaking through, whispering, "You did it, girl." Clara kept the feed live, Randall's empire crumbling, the crowd outside roaring. But a sniper's shot sparked, hitting Luna's flank, blood gushing, her yelp gut-wrenching, and Jamie dove, shielding her, pups squirming, firing the pistol, dropping the sniper, blood spraying. Imma dragged Clara, laptop secure, and the feds stormed in, securing the studio. Mercenaries cuffed. Randall was dragged in, zip-tied, face pale, exposed to the world. Jamie held Luna, her breaths weak, pups nuzzling, as a medic rushed in, stitching her wounds, blood still seeping. A familiar voice rasped, "Tom," limping, bandaged, alive, his thigh and chest wounds treated at a hospital. "Special Ops, Task Force Alpha," he said, kneeling by Luna, eyes soft. "You saved her, kid." Jamie's throat tightened, gripping the box. The USB their victory. Clara uploaded the final files. Randall's network unraveling dirty feds, syndicate bosses, all named. The feds took Randall, his empire ash, and Jamie carried Luna, pups safe, Tom and Emma beside him. The broadcast echoing, "A boy and his dog brought justice." Luna's tail thumped, faint, her fight not over. As Jamie vowed to protect her, the city's cheers a promise of change. Jamie Carter knelt by Luna, the German shepherd's flank stitched, her 3 newborn pups nuzzling her, safe in the TV station's back room, their tiny growls echoing her strength. The 12-year-old's arm and thigh bled through bandages, the rusted metal box at his side. Its USB now a weapon that shattered Sheriff Randall's empire. Emma Blake guarded the door, pistol ready, while Clara Hayes uploaded the final files. Randall's payoffs and syndicate ties streaming to every news outlet. The city outside, roaring with protests, chanting Jamie's name. Tom, bandaged but standing, his Spec Ops scars a testament to Task Force Alpha, ruffled Luna's fur, voice soft, "You did it, girl." Jamie's heart swelled, gripping the crowbar, the fight not over. Randall's trial loomed, but his network's remnants mercenaries. Dirty feds were hunting. Clara's laptop pinged. Data live. Randall's face a national disgrace. "Feds have him," she said, eyes fierce. "But his men are loose." Jamie checked Luna, her wounds healing, pups thriving, and nodded, machete tucked, ready for threats. The station's lights flickered, a distant explosion shaking the wall's mercenaries. Striking back. Jamie dove, shielding Luna and pups, as glass shattered. Mercenaries storming through, submachine guns blazing. Emma fired, dropping a gunman, blood spraying, and Clara tossed a chair, tripping another, blood pooling. Jamie swung the crowbar, cracking a mercenary's wrist, rifle falling, blood welling, and zipped him, stealing a grenade. Luna growled, staggering up, biting a gunman's leg despite her stitches, protecting her pups, her snarl fierce. Tom tackled another, knife slashing his arm, blood gushing, and zip-tied him, snatching a pistol with 2 rounds. Radios crackled, "Kill the kid." "End this." Jamie tossed the grenade, the blast shredding a Jeep outside. Flames erupting, men screaming. He hauled Luna, pups tucked in his jacket behind a console, bullets sparking, her blood seeping anew. Emma fired, hitting a mercenary's chest, blood spraying, but a rifle butt grazed her arm, blood dripping, and she staggered, covering Clara, who kept the feed live. Randall's crimes unstoppable. Jamie swung the box, cracking a gunman's jaw, teeth flying, and fired the stolen pistol, grazing another's leg, blood welling. Tom dove, zip-tying a mercenary, but a bullet hit his shoulder, blood gushing, and he grunted, firing his last rounds, dropping a gunman, blood pooling. The feds breached, storming the lot, cuffing mercenaries, their shouts drowning the chaos. Randall's name a curse. Jamie shielded Luna, her pups nuzzling, as a medic rushed in, rebandaging her flank. Blood stanched. Tom panted, patched again, his Spec Ops grit unbroken. "Alpha never quits," he said, winking at Jamie, who gripped the machete. Heart racing. Justice was close, but danger lingered. Days later, Randall's trial shook the nation. The USB's evidence payoffs, ambush orders, syndicate names unraveling his network, feds raided safe houses, cuffing dirty cops and bosses, the organization's empire ash. Jamie watched the verdict on a hospital TV. Luna beside him, her scars fading. Pups tumbling playfully, named Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie for the task force. Emma's exposés won acclaim. Clara's legal battles crushed Randall's allies. And Tom, healed, revealed his past, Alpha's last survivor, hunting Randall's truth for years. Jamie, cleared of bounties, was hailed a hero, the town's youngest, medals pinned at a ceremony, crowds cheering. He stood tall, Luna at his side, her tail high, pups yapping, a symbol of hope. Tom bought a ranch, opening a wildlife sanctuary, where Luna led rescued dogs, training them for search and rescue. Jamie helping, teaching kids from rough streets grit and loyalty. One evening, Jamie tossed a ball for Bravo, Luna watching, her strength restored, Tom and Emma visiting, their smiles rare but real. "You changed everything," Emma said, ruffling Jamie's hair. Jamie grinned, petting Luna. She did. The pups barked, racing, as the sun sank, the sanctuary alive with purpose. But a shadow lingered Randall's remnants. Rogue mercenaries, whispered threats, feds chasing leads. Jamie gripped the crowbar, Luna's growl a vow, ready for any fight. The TV flickered. A news alert: Randall's last men spotted, armed, dangerous. Jamie's jaw tightened, machete tucked, and Tom nodded, pistol ready. "We end this, kid." They slipped out, Luna leading, her pups safe with Clara, tracking the mercenaries to a dockside hideout, crates stacked, shadows moving. Jamie rigged a crate with a stolen flare, lighting it, the glow drawing 2 gunmen. He swung the crowbar, cracking a wrist, rifle falling, blood welling, and zip-tied him, stealing a knife. Luna lunged, biting a gunman's leg, dragging him down, her scars no barrier. Tom fired, dropping another, blood spraying, and zip-tied him, snatching a radio. "They're here, fall back." Jamie tossed a rock, luring a third, and swung the box, hitting in his jaw, teeth flying, blood pooling. The last mercenary charged, machete raised. But Jamie parried with the crowbar, slashing his leg with the stolen knife, bone crunching, and zip-tied him. The hideout silent, feds closing in. Jamie knelt by Luna, her tail thumping, pups waiting, their bond unbreakable. Justice stood, threats fading, a new fight always near. But for now, Jamie, Luna, and Tom were heroes, their scars a testament to victory. Jamie and Luna's courage exposed a corrupt empire, saving lives. Thanks for listening. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell to never miss our gripping stories. Stay tuned for more.